What's up everybody, Sam Smyers here. Today I wanted to do a quick video and give you 3 tips on how to make your selected style leads more interesting. So I'm working on a demo here, and let me go ahead and play you the drop so you can listen to the lead, and then I'll go over what I did to it to make it a bit more interesting. So you should be able to hear that lead changing a tiny bit. It's the same note over and over with just a rhythm that is repeating and pulsing throughout that whole drop. And I notice this style of lead happening a lot in that selected style of genre. And so I'm just changing up the velocity of each of these hits just to give some variation. But let me go over the first thing that I would do to make this a bit more interesting and what I did. So the first tip is to actually add automation to the pitch of your lead sound. And this is something that I started doing recently and I discovered really helps out with these type of leads. So what you can do is you can go into your synth. I used Serum here, so let me go ahead and open up Serum. This is going to be the preset that I used, and I'll go ahead and put this preset down below if you do want to download it for free. It's just going to be a preset that I made that is like a future rave preset that mimics the sound of David Guetta's remix of Love Tonight. So that's why it's called Love Tonight. So what you can do is you can actually modulate the pitch bend here. And so to do that, you would hit configure, open that up, and then click on your pitch bend. And then it will give you this little pitch bend here and show up in green. And then you can actually automate that. So let's go ahead and show the automation here. And then we can see the automation of my pitch here. And so this is actually automating the pitch of my note here, the C note. And basically, if I go back to my Serum, I can see that the pitch bend, I have it going from 3 to -3. So it's not a big amount that I'm not going like +12, -12. So any type of modulation here on my automation, it's going to be very slight. And in order to make sure that I'm not going from C to C sharp or C to D flat, then I can put on a tuner here and I can just make sure that I'm still staying pretty close to that C note. So let's just go ahead and solo that real quick. So we see this tuning of the C wave back and forth. If I were to raise this up like that, then we could see that it's going all the way to a C sharp. And I didn't necessarily want that. You probably could do that if you wanted to pick a note that was in the key, but I didn't feel like I wanted it to be that noticeable. So let's just go ahead and turn off this pitch bending. I'm just going to delete this automation and we can listen to it. And let's go ahead and put that back on. And now you can start to hear it waving back and forth, that pitch, and it sounds like that lead has more movement to it. And basically all I did was just do random pitch bends with the automation. So I just picked random points where I wanted that pitch to go up or down. And that's all you would basically do is just click and add some points, raise them up and down throughout your section here. And then for this last one, I actually raised this pitch a bit more because we're going into a new section. Just so that it adds some anticipation to that next section. Tip number 2 is to automate a filter. So basically I have a high cut filter here, and let's just go ahead and check out this sound without the filter. It's very, very bright. And so I have this filter on and it basically raises up here, and it's raising up throughout the entire section. 5, 6, 7, 8 there. And we feel that lead getting more intense, getting brighter. And that's just another way to add more tension and make it a bit more interesting. And then I basically repeat that for the second 8 bars here. because this drop here is going to be 16 bars total. And then to bring the filter back down again for the next 8 bars and do the same thing. Tip number 3 is to automate a reverb. So I'm using a washout effect. That means this reverb is going to be a very, very big sounding reverb, like a hall reverb with a very long decay. And I'm using that to really add tension in between these two sections here. So let me go ahead and play you this part and we can watch this little knob for this washout effect. And I'll put a link down below if you do want to grab this washout effect for free and use it. And you can just basically raise this knob up or down. If you don't have this washout effect, then you can basically just automate something like a Valhalla vintage verb or some other reverb. Just automate the mix knob essentially. So basically that adds almost like an effects type of situation where you're adding more tension. So during this section, we've got that washout effect raising up. We have the EQ raising up here. And then we also have this pitch bend. So that just helps really lead you into this next section where I'm bringing more elements into that drop. So now that I showed you all of those 3 things, let's go ahead and listen to the lead without any of those elements. So there you can hear it's a bit stale sounding, and adding those 3 different things, the automating of the pitch, automating of that filter, and then automating the reverb really helps add movement to this lead and makes it more interesting. So I hope that these 3 tips will help you out when you're making these type of leads. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also please consider subscribing to my channel. If you do want to grab any of my Serum preset packs, I'll put those down below as well. And if you're looking to improve your mixing skills, then check out my Modern Mix Academy. This will help you make some of the best mixes of your life from the comfort of your own home. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.